Could Lauri Markkanen be the missing superstar the Warriors have been chasing? Is Golden State about to pull off the trade of the season? And what if last year's no was actually just the calm before the storm? Welcome back to Warriors News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most thrilling scoop from the Bay Area and beyond. Smash that like button, subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. So, here's the whisper rippling through the NBA grapevine. Lauri Markkanen, the 7-foot Finnish sharpshooter who exploded onto the scene in Utah, is back on Golden State's radar. Last offseason, the Warriors laid their cards on the table, dangling Moses Moody, a haul of first-round picks, pick swaps, and second-rounders in hopes of luring Markkanen to the Bay. But the Jazz, clinging to their budding star, emphatically declined the deal. Now insiders suggest Utah may have second thoughts and the Warriors could pounce. Think about it. A stretch big who shoots over 60% true shooting across 3 seasons. A nightmare matchup for any defense. Imagine pairing Markkanen's floor spacing, brilliance with Curry's infinite range and Klay's catch-and-shoot prowess. Could this be the missing piece that finally tips the scales in the Warriors' favor for a three-peat? Let's rewind. On June 11th, Essential Sports dropped the bombshell report. Sources confirmed Golden State's aggressive pitch to Utah last year, Moody plus multiple future assets all laid out on the table. Yet the Jazz insisted on keeping their prize big, man, preserving hope for the young core in the Rocky Mountains. Was that refusal a badge of Utah's stubborn pride or a preview of regret? Some insiders now believe the Jazz might rue that decision. Golden State was not desperate, and they were smart not to go all in, noted Chris Mannix, but he also hinted that if something similar comes along this year, Utah is going to jump at it. Could this be the opening the Warriors need? If the Jazz soften their stance, could a revamped offer finally sway the decision-makers in Salt Lake City? Here's where it gets intriguing. Talk is swirling that Golden State could revisit negotiations this summer, perhaps sweetening the pot with additional draft capital, or including a veteran expiring contract to match salaries. Could they even dangle Andrew Wiggins' expiring deal to sweeten the trade? Is it possible that the Warriors front office is quietly building a package so irresistible that Utah simply can't say no? Now, let's consider the fit. Markkanen's lethal three-point stroke would stretch defenses like taffy, opening driving lanes for Curry, Thompson, and Poole. Picture Draymond Green directing traffic. Kicking out to an open Markkanen in the corner. Could this offense become the most unguardable in league history? Fans are wondering if this could be the beginning of an entirely new dynasty chapter in Golden State. But what about the impact on team chemistry? Could adding a high-usage big man disrupt the established harmony? Some insiders believe that Markkanen's unselfish style and defensive potential make him a perfect cultural fit. After all, he averaged 7.4 rebounds and 1.6 blocks per game last season, traits that would bolster the Warriors' interior defense. And let's not forget his playoff pedigree. He torched opponents with 25-point outings in Utah's surprise 2023 postseason run. Beyond the X's and O's, consider the timing. The Warriors enter the offseason facing cap decisions on core veterans, with Klay Thompson's contract extension rumors swirling, and Andrew Wiggins' expiring deal tempting trade chatter. Could adding Markkanen now, before the market inflates further, represent a savvy front office maneuver that outwits rival suitors? Is it possible that Golden State's championship window, though still open, demands an urgency that only a move of this magnitude can satisfy? Delving deeper, let's examine the playoff pulse. In the past 3 postseason runs, the Warriors have encountered struggles against high-powered frontline United State Jockeys Denver, or Giannis's Milwaukee. A big like Markkanen, blending rim protection with spacing, could blunt those attacks. Some insiders believe that his ability to switch onto smaller wings and then recover to contest interior looks would give Steve Kerr more defensive versatility than ever before. And what about historic echoes? Remember when the Warriors acquired Bogut in 2012, transforming their identity overnight? That deal is widely regarded as the genesis of Golden State's modern dynasty. Fans are wondering if history could repeat itself. Could a Markkanen trade be the Bogut moment 2.0? Could this be the alchemy that turns close, but not close enough? In the back-to-back-to-back champions, social media is already bubbling. On Twitter, hashtags like #MarkKK for GSW and #SplashMARKKNEN are trending among diehard Barrows. Clips of his vintage 4-point plays in Utah are looping like fan-edited highlight reels. Even Draymond, in a rare offseason podcast appearance, teased the idea, a guy who can shoot and protect the rim. I'd welcome that in a heartbeat. Could that be a public trial balloon designed to gauge fan pulse? Some skeptics point to Markkanen's durability concerns. He's missed 30-plus games the past 2 seasons, raising the specter of speculation that health risks outweigh upside. Yet, a source close to the organization suggested that Golden State's medical staff believes they can manage his minute load to maximize availability in crunch time. Could this nuanced approach to workload management become the key to preserving his playoffs impact? Let's zoom out to the broader ecosystem. Imagine how this trade would shift the balance of power in the Western Conference. With Phoenix, Denver, and Minnesota all bolstering their rosters, the Warriors need more than minor tweaks. They need seismic upgrades. Some insiders believe that only a blockbuster move for a proven all-star can reassert Golden State's dominance. Is it possible that Markkanen represents that rare blend of proven performance, an untapped ceiling others simply lack? Meanwhile, across the NBA landscape, rival GMs are reportedly recalibrating their own plans in response. A front office executive from a perennial contender admitted off the record, if Golden State lands Lauri, we might have to talk ourselves into thinking the window's closing. Could the mere threat of this trade cause a domino effect, altering negotiations league-wide? As we gaze toward the summer's key dates, the draft, free agency moratorium, and the July 6th moratorium lift, the timing of any Markkanen offer looms colossal. Would Golden State unveil their cards publicly, or maintain radio silence until the final bell? Fans are buzzing. Could this be the stealthiest power play in modern NBA history? Finally, ponder the narrative. From a rejected offer to a triumphant acquisition, Markkanen's journey could become one of the great redemption arcs in NBA lore. Fans are wondering if this storyline, one of perseverance, calculated aggression, and ultimate glory, might eclipse the romanticism of the original Splash Brothers tale. Could this be the next chapter that defines an entire generation of Warriors fandom? Are you ready to witness history in the making this summer? But what do you think about all of this? Personally, as a Warrior supporter, I believe that if the front office can craft a deal that honors Golden State's golden era legacy while fueling the next chapter, bringing Markkanen aboard could be the game changer we've been craving. I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. If you're as hyped as I am for Warriors News Fan Report, smash that like button, subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of the drama in blue and gold. But it's not all sunshine. Skeptics point to Andrew Wiggins' expiring deal as the pawn in this trade. If Golden State parts with Wiggins at future picks, are they mortgaging their long-term flexibility for a short-term gamble? Wiggins, after all, averaged 17 points and 5.5 rebounds last season, and his defensive versatility has long been a calming presence on the wing. Trading away that production and the safety net of unencumbered draft capital feels like placing all your chips on a single roll at the table. Is it possible that the organization is simply succumbing to the pressure of nostalgia chasing fans rather than building sustainably for the next decade? Some blue blood analysts suggest the Dubs could have leaned into Bryce Sensabaugh's breakout, the rookie out of Ohio State who lit up Summer League with 18 points per game on 45% three-point shooting as the low-risk, high-upside alternative. Meanwhile, whispers echo through the Chase Center halls that Steve Kerr's tinkering could be the real wild card. Kerr has experimented with staggered minutes and unconventional small ball lineups, but critics worry that adding Markkanen to the mix might force him into a strategic straitjacket. Could his rotations become a puzzle too complex to solve? Imagine subbing out Kevin Looney only to find yourself short-handed on the boards, or playing Draymond at the 5 to accommodate Markkanen, leaving the paint exposed against elite bigs. Fans are wondering if Kerr's genius might backfire under the weight of too many moving parts. Good a stretch four who demands 30 minutes. A night throw off the delicate balance that produced for straight finals berths? Stacked against that doubt, though, is the undeniable hunger of this core. Steph's still chasing rings with the same relentless determination that fueled his unanimous MVP season. His shooting splits 48% overall, 42% from deep, and a career-high 93% from the free throw line. Underscore that he remains the game's most efficient volume scorer. Draymond's drive to cement his legacy is palpable, as evidenced by his playoff-high 11 assists against Denver in 2023 and his 1.8 steals per contest. Clay's return from injury, meanwhile, looms like a phoenix rising. His vintage 37-point eruption against Sacramento last January reminded everyone why the Splash Brother moniker still resonates. Could a Markkanen acquisition send a message to the rest of the league? Blue and gold aren't content with nostalgia. They're here to rewrite history. Delving deeper, we have to examine the microscopic impact on the rotation chart. Jonathan Kuminga, with his 11-point points in 23 minutes and a tantalizing 51% field goal rate, might find himself battling for touches in lineups headlined by Curry and Markkanen. Would his athleticism be relegated to mop-up duty, or could his explosive slashing become the perfect complement to Markkanen's perimeter gravity? Moses Moody, the 21-year-old poster boy for G League assignments, shot a respectable 38% from deep, yet Markkanen's near-elite floor spacing could relegate Moody to a specialist role. Brandon Podziemski, the lottery pick rookie who flashed 9 points in limited minutes, could see his learning curve steepen even further. And Bronny James, fighting for every second on the court, might become the ultimate grinder, scrapping for crumbs, but benefiting immeasurably from daily tutelage alongside Hall of Famers. Across the NBA landscape, rival front offices are scrambling. The Nuggets, still riding Nikola Jokic's MVP brilliance, can't afford to ignore this lineup explosion. Could Denver counter by dangling Michael Porter Jr. and a protected 2026 first-rounder in a 3-team swap designed to keep Jokic's co-stars fresh? The Thunder, fresh off a 55-win season spearheaded by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's 31 points per game, faced the prospect of Markkanen's long bombs raining over SGA's head. Would OKC's emerging core Josh Giddey, Chet Holmgren be nimble enough to close out on a 7-footer who can shoot over practically any schematic coverage? And let's not forget the Clippers, itching to reclaim Los Angeles bragging rights. How will Kawhi Leonard's mid-range mastery and Paul George's defensive acumen hold up if the Warriors suddenly boast the all-star caliber sharpshooters? Let's layer in playoff permutations. In 2024, Golden State struggled to contain frontline juggernauts like Jokic's Denver and Giannis's Milwaukee. A big like Markkanen, blending rim protection with 1.6 blocks per game and spacing with a career 38.5% from 3, could blunt those attacks. Could this mean the Warriors finally neutralize interior bruisers and reclaim home court advantage? Throughout the Western Conference bracket, fans are wondering if this could be the turning point that transforms a first-round exit into a historic finals run. Imagine a scenario where Giannis's drives are hedged not by just one defender, but by Draymond's help side and Markkanen's shot-altering presence 5 feet behind him. Off-court chatter is just as electric. Anthony Slater teased on Twitter, Markkanen in blue and gold. That's the plot twist we didn't see coming. Even Andre Iguodala weighed in on a podcast. He's unselfish, smart, and he can protect the rim. Ultimate blue and gold fit. Some insiders believe that whisper campaign staged by Adrian Wojnarowski and Shams Charania aimed to soften Utah's stance, making this feel inevitable rather than desperate. Meanwhile, Die-hard Dub Nation are flooding X with #SplashMA or KKANEN memes and fan-made banners declaring, "Welcome to the family, Lori." Yet, not every reaction is unbridled joy. A veteran Warrior season ticket holder penned on a forum, "Trading Wiggins hurts our D-rating. Are we trading Hart for hype?" Another fan tweeted, "I love Lori, but losing our youth and picks feels like a panic move." Some Bay Area podcasters have lampooned the front office. "You can't build a dynasty on one summer of magic beans." One quit. Could these dissenting voices grow louder if the team stumbles out of the gate next season? Stacked against those critiques, though, is the franchise's storied history of bold bets paying off. Recall when they traded for Andre Iguodala in 2013, a move derided at the time that ultimately crowned them champions. Some fans are wondering if history might repeat itself. Could a Markkanen trade be the Bogut moment to .0? Could it be the alchemy that turns close but not enough into dynasty incarnate? So, Warriors faithful, here's the final punch. Is this bold enough to bring another banner to Chase Center? Personally, as a ride-or-die member of Dub Nation, I believe that adding Lauri Markkanen could be the spark that ignites our next championship blaze. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, share your thoughts, and subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report so you never miss another explosive update.